Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Sippin with Shawn. We're here down in Cav's Tab, and we're doing it live from my basement. This is kind of like my home bar. This is like my little setup here, and I'm just kind of fortunate enough to where I get to have some place I get to hang out and do a live stream like this, and have a few drinks and shoot the shit for like a Friday evening type show. So we are here on the Till Death Podcast Network. Make sure that you are liking and subscribing and all that fun stuff. There's all kinds of other links that we could be throwing up here as well, which I'll get to in just a second. Right now, as you can see, we have a little ticker down below, which is actually showing ways that you can virtually tip the show and whatnot through Venmo, Cash App, and whatnot. If you want to send something into the show, you can send it to sippinwithshawn@protonmail.com. That's the email address. You can send it there, and then I will get to it, be able to either add the clip to the show or reply with some kind of like advice or like make it part of the show, whatever it is. So that's up to you if you want to include or offer something up to the show. All my links here are at solo.to/imshawncav. That's my Telegram, my Twitter. I got Truth, Getter, all the different ways of like tipping. In fact, right now, I just made this thing this week where it's like a Fiverr gig thing or whatever. So you can actually advertise your business, your product, your podcast. If you want me to make an announcement for you, for maybe like somebody else who's watching the show or something like that, you want to get a message across, well, then I can do that for you too. And like I have all the different options there available under the different things you can write down for the Fiverr gig. So there's all kinds of different ways for you to be able to do that. Let's see here. All of the graphics that you're seeing are designed by Ian over at tildeathstudios, so you can go ahead and shoot him a message if you need any kind of graphic arts needs and all that type of stuff. And then, of course, we have the Till Death Podcast Network, which that's what you're watching right now on YouTube, on Rumble, and we're also on Twitter here, which is Till Death Network, and that's you can go over there and you can follow and we need more followers on that channel. So yeah, by all means, you can do that. But we have a lot of stuff to kind of cover in this hour. I don't want to waste too much time kind of getting into it. This was like a last minute ad. Literally, like as I'm coming home and whatnot today, a buddy of mine was telling me, "Oh, well, you gotta check this stuff out." Like, because he was saying like he's a fan of like Jameson and this and that. Like, I like Jameson, of course. I'm Irish and whatnot. I dig that stuff. He's like, "Well, you gotta check out Proper 12." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, what exactly is it?" And he's like, "Oh, it's just like an Irish whiskey, but it's Conor McGregor. I want to keep on calling him Colin McGregor for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe just to me, it looks like a Colin. He's Conor McGregor. But anyway, I already kind of broke the seal on this thing, but I haven't tasted it yet. So the initial taste is going to be now. So we're going to open this thing up and give it a go. See what we got going on here. And by all means, if you are in the if you're watching the show, by all means leave a comment, say hi, and add whatever the fuck you want to the show, because it's just us hanging out watching the Sippin with Shawn. And I'll do whatever. And in fact, like last week we were doing viral videos and I was doing shots. Because I mean it's fucking Friday after work, like we're all kind of like hanging out, we're ready for the weekend, ready to fucking unwind. But all right, so cheers, slancha. That is pretty good. It's like just as smooth as Jameson, but I would say like it has less of a bite to it, a little bit more like kind of a maltier kind of a flavor to it. Yeah, no, that's good. That's pretty good for like an Irish whiskey. I was surprised. I mean, I literally, of course, I restocked up on my Maker's Mark for my decanter and everything, but this one's really nice. So and this was cheap too. This is only like $27. Highly recommend it if you're going to go and pick up something over at the liquor store that's not too expensive, but you want it to taste good. Is this seat at the bar taken? By all means, feel free to pull up a chair. That's why we're hanging out. We're hanging out and we're doing this thing. All right. Well, right out the gate, I'm glad that like we have Mr. Van Movies America in the comments right now, because I'm actually watching my cat right now, trying to figure out because the door is closed to go upstairs. Too bad you're stuck down here with me, buddy. But anyway, what I was saying, I'm glad that he's in the comments right now because I'm about to do a review on a movie. And I'm going to do my best to not give spoilers because I really enjoyed this movie. I heard so many mixed reviews. Some people really loved it. Some people hated it. And like for me, I thought it was fantastic. It's Barbarian. If you haven't seen it, it's on HBO Max currently right now. And if I had to like tell you one thing that I felt why it's worth watching, it does not follow the typical or normal formula of a horror movie, which is to me like the best part about it. Because like typically when you watch a horror movie, like there's like this like character arc, like what's the survivor girl type thing where it's like, they're innocent and then like they work their way up to like being brave and they're kicking ass and they're taking names and all that type of stuff. So it's like, yeah, that's your typical progression of like a hero character, the hero girl. I think that's what they call him, the hero girl. And I was just kind of like, well, like there was a little bit of that happening, but then like there was this whole other arc that happened afterwards. So the movie kind of went like up, 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 and then it hit this point, and then it dipped, and then it came back up even higher, and then then that was like the big climactic kind of ending. In fact, this cat is just driving me a little insane because it keeps on pacing back and forth trying to get out of the basement. So give me 2 seconds and I'm going to let the cat go upstairs and then we'll get right back to this. All right. I know what you want. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Go. Oy. And I fucking hate cats too. I'm not a cat person. I don't like. I'm a dog person for sure, but like at this point in my life, I am just over animals. I can't stand them. And it's mostly just because of the fact that like I have 2 little kids. So therefore it's like I'm raising these 2 small humans which take a lot of fucking time and effort. And then like I have these animals that also want love and attention and like they need me to do stuff for them. Like I don't got time for you anymore. I gotta help my daughter with schoolwork and I'm helping my son like do like the potty training type things. Like I don't have time for the fucking animals. And we have like 2 small dogs, and like those ones are like whatever, those ones take them or leave them. They're good dogs, nothing wrong with them. But like then we had this fucking cat, and cats are all assholes. I don't like any fucking cats unless they act like dogs, which I've come across a few cats that do act like dogs, and those ones are pretty cool. They're rare, but they are cool when you do come across those. Was I hear with every sip of proper 12, it feels like being in the chair thrown at you by Connor. I mean, like, I don't think it's anything close to that. It tastes great. I actually really like this. I wonder if Connor actually drinks this because I mean, like, it's a solid whiskey for sure, and it's cheap, which you can't beat that because like I think a thing of Jameson's like $35 to $40. Again, 27 dollars I think was for that bottle right there, and I would do that again for sure. And just keeps getting better as it's chilled longer. So back to Barbarian. As I was saying, it has like the regular kind of character arc and whatnot, and it has like your typical like 3 acts, but then there's like this like 4th and 5th act to the movie, which really kind of like drives it for me. Like that's the part that really sells like the whole difference of that movie compared to other ones. And like they totally mislead you through this movie where like you're totally thinking one thing until like you're in like the peak of like the shit, and then like, oh no, obviously it's this other thing now, but you didn't realize that until it was too late. And like now you're already like into this other like storyline almost. It's pretty wild. Now, I had friends that were told that went and saw it, and they were just not sold by it. They were like, "Oh, this is lame," or whatever. That they like saw it in the theaters, and maybe I would be as upset if I saw it in the theaters, but I don't think so. I really enjoyed it. I think if I would have spent like, cause what, like movie tickets like $20 now, it's like pretty absurd or more. Like I don't know. I haven't been to the movie theaters in forever, but like I know like last time I think I went, it was probably $40 for me and my wife to go. So like it's gotta be like $20 like a person at this point to go see a movie. And like I don't know, like would I be upset by going and seeing it? I don't think so. I really enjoyed it. So if I could tell you anything, it's got the guy from who played it. He's in that movie. Uh and I think and Justin Long's in it as well, which I don't know, he's in a lot of like kind of like low budget kind of like horror movies. And one of the things that really kind of caught me by surprise when it came to this one was the fact that it was I think it was written and directed. Yeah, it was written and directed by Zach Kreger, which if you're not familiar with who Zach Kreger is, he was one of the whitest kids you know. I was like, whoa, like I didn't realize Zach was like the guy that could do this type of writing and stuff like that, or even just directing. I was kind of blown back by that because typically it's always been Trevor Moore who was like the brains and like the face of like Whitest Kids You Know and like their whole comedy troupe. He was like the guy. And like obviously real sad of his passing. That was like a few years ago, but like it was typically always him, and like the other guys, they all kind of went their own separate ways and this and that. I think Timmy still does comedy, and I think Sam Brown still does comedy as well. I don't know what the hell ever happened to Daryl. I think he became like a real estate guy and just kind of disappeared into like like the world somewhere, just like hiding. Like, yeah, I am that guy who used to dress in drag and do like comedy skits on IFC. But what's this? You do the Regal Unlimited, where I paid $20 a month and I can see unlimited movies. For me, it's pay. Oh yeah, that's great. That's a really good deal. I had no idea they even did that. Like, so it's like a subscription plan for Regal movie theaters. That's a great idea. And in fact, like that would probably, now that we're in December, that would probably make a great gift idea for somebody that you care about. Hey, here you go. Here's like maybe like a 3-month subscription to Regal Unlimited or Regal Plus or whatever the fuck it is, a Regal Unlimited, and then you get to go and see as many fucking movies as you want. That's a great idea. Thank you, movies. Appreciate that. So whiskey, fantastic. Barbarian, fantastic. I'm going to give that a rating of 1 to 5 sips, 5 being amazing. I'd give it like a 4.3. I'm going to go 4.3 sips on that. Pretty fucking solid. Joy Behar bobblehead. I'm looking for that in the mail just now. I promise you, that is awesome. All right, so I guess everybody's been talking about this, and I have to talk about it. If I don't talk about it, I'm a fucking idiot. We have to bring up all of the Kanye chaos, or let's chaos. Yeah, yay chaos. Because I keep dead naming the fucking dude. He's not Kanye anymore. It's Ye. Oh well, okay. Well, for me, it's always been Kanye West because like when he did like the college dropout album and all that first album was fucking amazing. Even his second album, I love that one too, and that was the stuff that like I'm familiar with Kanye West. So therefore, I'm for me, he's forever known as Kanye or Kanye West. This whole Ye business thing has just never been like my thing, but I will do the best that I can to keep on referring to him as Ye in the next segment of talking about the chaos that ensued when it came to his interview with Alex Jones and then what happened on Twitter afterwards. Oh my goodness. So let me try and find the first one and then we'll go from there. I think it's this one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this one. Alrighty, and presenting Chrome tab, and there we go. Let me shrink this guy up a little bit. There we go.
Said it, the most Nazi-like activities I've seen, and the Nazis, in my view, were thugs that shook people down to a lot of really bad things.
But they did good things too. We're gonna stop dissing the Nazis all the time.
Okay, we're gonna get to that. I don't.
Now, The one thing that Alex Jones is really good at, Alex Jones is an amazing broadcaster. He is just like on top of his game. He's aware of people who are trying to be kind of cringy or like shock factor type stuff. Like he knows when someone's going to do that type of stuff, or they're going for that alone, because like that's kind of what he did for a little bit. I mean, he was right about a lot of things that he mentioned or he talked about, because like the Alex Jones right pile is way bigger than the Alex Jones was wrong pile, that's for sure. And on top of that, like he's like he can predict where things are kind of going in conversations. Now the thing is, like, Alex Jones is this big like free speech kind of guy, and he doesn't want to deplatform Kanye from talking about the things that he wants to talk about. Instead, what he does, and I think is much smarter than what Tim Pool did this week. Let me tell you this week alone was just insane for like content creators. Like, so from Monday to Wednesday to like Thursday and Friday, like there has just been nonstop content coming out about all of this shit. Like, oh my god. Like we had Kanye and Milo and Nick Fuentes on Tim Pool. Then we had Alex Stein on Tim Pool. We had Kanye on Alex Jones. It's just like oh, and then of course the Liver King stuff as well. Like, so there's so much that's happened this week. Like, if you're a pop culture and politics type podcast, like the Whiskey Capitalist, or like myself, it's like, this is the week for you. This is like this is the Super Bowl of fucking content that you can be going for. But yeah, getting back to this whole thing, this was just like an insane interview where, like, Alex Jones tried his best to always maintain control of the show while letting Kanye speak. And that's a really hard kind of balance, because you don't want to stop Kanye from talking, because it's internet gold. Like, you're getting so many clicks and you're getting so many views. Like, this is like the way to go without a doubt. But at the same time, you don't want him to speak on your show saying something that you have to later defend and have to like, oh, why did you allow him to say these things? Like, well, because I believe in free speech, and like, he has the right to say these things, but it's on your show, so therefore you're responsible for it. It turns into this whole, like, now you are defending somebody else's free speech, and it shouldn't be that way. But that's the world that we live in. And I had this like Twitter exchange earlier this week where somebody, where like, or maybe it was on Truth or something like that, where like they literally didn't grasp the idea that there is a reality that we live in, like and we can't deny the fact that, like, yes, something certain things should be different, like, when it comes to like how we talk about and deal with race. Yeah, there's things that should be different, but is it that way? It's not that way. Unfortunately, we live in the reality where you can't say certain things and you can say other things. And if you go across the other line, now you're considered a radical and you're not going to be allowed on YouTube. You're going to be deplatformed left and right and this and that. So you gotta kind of like walk on certain types of eggshells when it comes to these types of things. You have to be careful. But like, at the same time, like it's very touch and go. And Alex Jones has been learning to walk that line since being sued by like everyone under the sun. So this is the first that's the first clip. Let's go to the next one. Now, like, obviously, like, Kanye is going for like shock factor there. So we gotta stop dissing the Nazis. It's like they did a lot of good stuff too. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna get to that real soon. And now Alex did a great job of just trying to like, he combated Kanye without letting Kanye stop talking. He was like, no, I'm gonna let you go off and you can explain yourself and go into this really nuanced subject. But like, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on some of these things and blah blah blah. And he went on for a while, but like the way he did it was right. He sold it in a good way. Let's go to the next clip here. So here we go. Make it bigger. Make it bigger.
I don't think Hitler was a good guy. I get the Hugo Boss uniforms, amazing.
I kind of agree. Those uniforms do look fucking dapper as fuck, but they represent hate and evil. So therefore, it's like, Yeah, I mean, like, it's just a bad combination, you know, there. But like, we'll just move on from that.
But I mean, just because you're in love with the design, you're a designer. Can we just kind of say like you like the uniforms, but that's about it?
No, there's a lot of things that I love.
And there's just Nick Fuentes just like cheesing real fucking hard, not really adding anything to the conversation. Now, like, I got to talk with Ian about this at some point because, you know, like we definitely need to like, have a conversation about the Nick Fuentes character because I didn't really know too much about him besides him being an America First kind of guy. That's all I really knew him as. But like then I started doing a little bit of research on him, and it's like, man, this guy is like, if there's somebody that could represent like what anti-Semitic is, it could very well be Nick Fuentes, or it could, he is very very kind of like hateful in a lot of the things that he says. And like these are just like kind of like cherry picked quotes, of course, that I'm coming across, but it's somebody that like you know is latching on to Kanye, and I really do feel like I think Ian and I do agree with this on the Whiskey Capitalist that like you know Kanye's kind of being taken advantage of by these people, and like they're latching on to his fame and his fortune to try and like you know I guess climb up the social ladder. But unfortunately, like how do you climb out of a social ladder when like you can't get a plane ticket, you can't get a hotel room? Like there are all kinds of things. Like there was a thing on Tim Pool where he was talking to Alex Stein. It was the Alex Stein episode that just happened this week, and they were talking about, not to give away too many of like the private things, like Tim said that he didn't want to give away too many private things about them, but when they booked the stay for them at a hotel, it was almost impossible for them to actually like get checked in because of the fact that like the hotel didn't want to rent a room to Kanye, Milo, or to Nick Fuentes. So therefore, it's like none of them could put their name down for the room for them to stay somewhere. I was like, oh my god, like that's ridiculous. So like, but this is the world that you live in, and like these people have pretty much like you know shunned the whole fucking world, and especially with these last things that Kanye said. Oh my god, he's like turned his back on like anything that was like sane or reasonable in the past of like what could have been a reasonable conservative take. No longer is he in that realm. He's kind of gone off into this like super radical like realm of things. And I think most people, I think all people would disagree with like his take on like Hitler and Nazis, but like you know, you can't speak for everybody, of course, but like, it's just insane to me to think that anybody would get behind this guy when it comes to some of these crazy, like, almost like shock jock valued statements that he was making on Alex Jones. I'll finish up this clip and we'll keep moving.
About Hitler, a lot of things.
That's about it.
There's a lot of things that I love about Hitler.
Like yeah, listen to the way he's talking like this. Like I feel like this is somebody who's off their meds, you know, somebody who's just like not really like balanced, not really like there like cognitively enough to like do this interview and be sane, which is going to bring me to the next clip, because the next clip is really going to point out the fact that this guy has lost his fucking shit. And now like so this is I mean I think, what is this one? No, it's not the one I thought I saved, but yeah, this is a ventriloquist act by Kanye West. So if you haven't seen this one, enjoy.
I was tired of picking up the Yahoo and the netting, so for now it's just netting. I know some people call him BB. No, some people call him Yahoo, but we're gonna call him netting. What you want?
Now he's talking about like Netanyahu, which is like I guess like the leader in Israel or something like that. Like I don't know. I don't really follow a lot of like the foreign like leaders and this and that. Like, I'm not really that up to date with things, but I guess Kanye just learned about this guy, and now he decided to make a character of it with a Yoo-hoo a bottle and a little like butterfly net, and now he's going to use his best Elmo voice and give a voice to the net. Me net, and I don't like these type of things. So just here we go.
hey, yeah, right after this, I'm going to say you're crazy. I'm going to take your family away from you. We're not done with you yet. You cannot cause free thought. We have to control the history books. We have to control the banks. And we have to go and kill people. Also, we're in the pedophilia.
Is this not somebody who's like perfectly sane? Like, again, this guy thinks he's gonna run for president. Like, are we serious? Like, man, like, all right, so like before, like I would say maybe, and it's crazy that so like our opinions completely immediately changed after yesterday's broadcasts of what happened on like InfoWars and stuff like that. Where before I was saying like, hey, you know what? These are not yes men. These are the guys who are going to hold Trump accountable and make him on the top of his game and answer to the conservatives of the country that what they're looking for and what we want, as for like, better moral like policies and, just more like just a better, safer nation. If anything, that's really what conservatism it really boils down to. It's like leaving something better for the children of the next generation. And it's not about like emptying out all of your pockets. It's about like meritocracy as well. Like you earn the things that you go for. That's, to me, that's what conservatism really is. And these guys, like I felt it's like, all right, maybe I don't agree with all their takes and I don't agree with like all their stances, but if they are pushing Trump to be the best Trump that he can be, then that's a good thing. So I thought of it as a positive. But now seeing what Kanye has kind of like turned himself into within like a 2-week span, max, the max of that, maybe like a little over a week. It's like, oh my God, dude. Like now he's just kind of like gone off the deep end, and it's very kind of sad. To me, it's sad to see him like this, because listen to what he's saying in this clip. Like in the very opening when Nettie is talking to him, Nettie says a lot of things about his children being taken away. So therefore, it's like he's fucked up in his head about like the divorce. He's losing his kids, he's losing his money. He's losing all kinds of things that are happening around him, and he's cracking. This is him socially cracking.
So for now, he's just netting. I know some people call him BB. No, some people call him Yahoo, but we're gonna call him Yahoo. What you want, man? Hey, yeah, right after this, I'm gonna say you're crazy. I'm gonna take your family away from you. We're not done with you yet. You cannot cause free thought. We have to control the history books. We have to control the banks, and we have to go and kill people. Also, we're in the pedophilia.
Kind of scary what's going on with him, for sure. And then this one was just like gold, like internet gold for this one, where they're going to a commercial break, and Alex just goes, all right, I'll be right back after these messages. And what does Kanye say? Is it I like Hitler? Here we go. This is the clip right here.
Schwarzenegger said he loved Hitler. They gave him an award. I'm just saying, I don't like Nazis, and I don't like what some of the mafias are doing either.
I like Hitler.
And right after these messages. So therefore, he was trying, again, Alex is trying his best to like be understanding, try to formulate some type of, or find some kind of middle ground to where he could like relate and like talk to Kanye about any of these types of things. But he's not finding it, because every time he tries to find that line of like connection with Kanye moves even further away with another outlandish statement. And like, this to me was just like, a shock factor. He was going for cringe. I really feel it was going for cringe at this point. Oh, Ian, welcome. I slept way in. I'm here. I don't know. Fuentes seems like a turd, just like we were at 20. Yeah, I mean, like it's very possible. The guy's only 24. So therefore, like he could just have a bunch of really bad takes, and he like over time maturing. But the fact is, this guy has a massive following online, and for him to have that many bad takes and that huge of a following, something's not right there. Something's off, and we had our opinions when it came to Milo. Like I was a fan of Milo for a long time when he was like, going for Trump, and then he flipped. I don't know, was it 2018 or something like that, where he was like, he was going to devote his life to destroying the Republican Party, and he was going to get his revenge on Trump and all these types of things. And it's like, he's attached himself to Kanye, and it feels like a grift. Like, it feels like he's being a grifter at this point, just kind of like latching on to anybody's fame that he can to get on a network, because he can't get a show himself. Like, they couldn't probably bring Milo onto InfoWars if they wanted to, because like he's that guy, which is unfortunate, but like he did that to himself, like so it is what it is. Let me go to the next thing. So there's a couple other items I got here for the Kanye thing. One of them is this from Cat Turd then. Oh, actually, no. Do I want to show that one yet? Oh, no. So now what we'll do is we'll talk about what happened. What was it? Like on Twitter right afterwards. So I gotta find this. Okay, so I knew to screenshot this was the minute I saw this, because I was like, "Oh my god, Kanye! I can't believe he fucking posted this." I screenshot it. I sent it to my buddies. And I was like, this is gonna absolutely set the world on fire for sure. This was his tweet right here, where it was just yay 24, love everybody, love speech, and it's a Star of David with a swastika on the inside. Like, talk about like terrible taste, bad move on Kanye. I'm gonna take that off the screen now, because like that was just such an off-color kind of thing. And then went even further than that, where I gotta see if I can find it. I thought I bookmarked this thing, but apparently maybe it got removed, or it was actually a Twitter a text exchange between Elon and Kanye, where Elon actually screenshot it, sent it over to Kanye, and be like, "This is not love," like, or something along those lines. And then Kanye's like, "Who made you the judge of that?" And then the next thing was very, very predictable as to what was about to happen. And of course, Elon, or not Elon, Kanye got suspended, and so here he is now. The account's suspended at this point. For how long, we don't know, but what I can show you is there's this as well, where Catter did a poll, and the poll was saying like, should Ye be permanently suspended from Twitter by Elon? And it was yes or no answers. I actually answered no, and the reason for that is because, like, all right, do we really believe in free speech? Do we believe that like hate speech is free speech? Um, we should be classifying all of that together, because of the fact that, like, if we want to like really be honest about like free speech, and give like everybody what free speech or what it is, meaning like there's no limitations to that because it's free. Now, it's not to say there aren't consequences, but there shouldn't be like laws set out against it, where like, you are permanently like removed and this and that. So like, he violated some type of like policy of like the private company, which is Twitter. Okay. Or like, public company, whatever the fuck you want to consider it at this point, because like Elon bought it. It might be private again. But what I can say to you is this: I'm getting a lot of fucking messages. That it shouldn't be permanent. It shouldn't be, because like that's just the foolish thing to do, to like permanently remove somebody from a platform, especially when we just dealt with that. We literally just dealt with that when it came to COVID. Like anybody who said anything that went against the narrative got permanently blocked, or if they were a conservative and it was during the election time, they got permanently blocked or shadow banned or anything like that. So to not follow suit with those same things, we can't have permanent bans. Therefore, it's like you can violate something, be punished for like breaking a policy, which could be inciting hate or whatever the fuck you want to consider. Considering like he shared a very hateful symbol. Like, you know, it was a combination of symbols, obviously, but like the inner symbol definitely was the main focus of the thing. The fact that like it was a swastika inside a Star of David. Come on, really? You know, so and you could argue it's not a real Star of David or it's not a real swastika. Like, be a fucking adult and realize that you knew what he was doing. He was trolling to try and get more attention, and he went off the fucking deep end that day. So yeah, there's consequences to that. But should he be permanently banned? I think not. I think maybe he gets like a little, it's a slap on the wrist, like, hey, dude, chill the fuck out. Realize that you're treading on some really dangerous waters of like really upsetting and destroying your entire career. Granted, he's already a billionaire, so he's probably doesn't give two fucks about money, but you should, because you know when you're paying for all these advisors and handlers and your private jets and your everything you own is Balenciaga, because like come on, like why hasn't he fucking denounced Balenciaga with the child porn shit? He was on fucking he was what was it? He was on Alex Jones for so long yesterday, going on about like the child porn issues and this and that, like and like all kinds of child trafficking things. He was going on about these topics, which are good topics to bring up, especially as a conservative. You know, like you want to eliminate those things from the world, but uh at the same time he's wearing a fucking Balenciaga mask. Like I forget, it's like $130 Balenciaga mask or something like that. And then like in the video before that, when he was first announcing that he was going to be running for president, he's wearing Balenciaga boots. And like when he's on Tim Pool, apparently he was wearing a Balenciaga jacket. Like, come the fuck on, dude. You have to know the pulse of the nation. Right now, everyone is denouncing Balenciaga for the fact that they are advocating for child trafficking, child bond, BDSM type shit and all that. So like you have to know to like, all right, distance yourself. I mean, fuck, your ex-wife knew to get in front of this thing. She made a weak ass statement, but she still made a fucking statement nonetheless. So like you got to do something about this, but he didn't do jack shit about it. Instead, like he went off the fucking deep end and he made a ventriloquist net like, hey, it's me, Nettie, and he just lost his fucking mind. And he got himself banned, or not banned, suspended. He got himself suspended on Twitter. Now, if Elon is truly a man of his word that like there will be no more permanent bans, it should be only a matter of time before he makes an announcement of when exactly Kanye will be invited back onto the platform, or when his account will open up again. Let's see here. Let's see here. I bet you're a soldier, Ian, kicking ass and taking names. Because like he was saying, he was up late working on the Till Death Podcast Network stuff. Appreciate you, Ian. Old sleeping schedule. Yep. And then we got Ian down here. I think Kanye is a troll in a world he can't handle. He's an idiotic genius in almost every way. Yet, no, you're right. Because, you know, like you can't take the genius away from the guy where he's just like a musically producing like genius. Like he's a master at it. And he can make pop songs in his sleep. Like literally this guy is that freaking good at it. And like I heard a really funny take about this where like if you would have taken the things that he said on like Tim Pool or like even like some of the things that he was saying on Alex Jones when he's getting really biblical in like some of his like rants, and you put a beat behind it, nobody would have even batted a fucking eye. It would have just been like a top hit. It would have been a top 40s fucking song that like, and he would have got the same message out. But that's not what he wants to do right now. He doesn't want to create music. He wants to create almost like this like this uneasiness in the world. He wants to like this disturbance to where he's trying to make a point, and his point is almost falling on mute ears because of the fact that he's going about it in such a harsh way. There's no like nuance and there's no finesse to like how he's making his delivery, and that's the part to me that you know is a little troublesome, you know, because like he's obviously his political run at this point is dead. Like it very well should be dead, but I couldn't imagine him moving forward with that, because like we already saw what happened when somebody opposed him. When Tim Pool sat down right with him, like, now granted, there was things in the very beginning that set him off, but like just the fact that Tim Pool said there's things I'm going to disagree with you about on this, and he just got up and walked out. He didn't want any type of opposition. He didn't want to deal with that. He didn't want to have. He wanted to have yes men around him, which is exactly what Milo and Nick Fuentes are to Kanye. They're not yes men to Trump, which again, like, you know, it's to better Trump to not have an entire like surrounding of just yes men, but for Kanye, this is not a good scenario by any means. And was it no more Elmo voice, no coffee yet? All right, I'll try not to. I was just doing it because he was doing the Netanyahu, and like that's the way he did the voice on like the Alex Jones show. As I want to hear him do a continual Grover voice. Kill your throat real quick. I don't think I could do a Grover voice. Like, oh, that's like almost Fat Albert or Fat Albert. I'm not really sure what Grover sounds like. I would have to go back and rewatch. My kids don't watch Sesame Street. The most they did was they watched a little bit of Elmo, but like that not anymore. Not ever since like I think that guy. Well, didn't he come out as like a pedophile or some shit like that? The guy who had his hand up Elmo's ass all those years, like, oh, so I wasn't going to do any more of the voice, so I won't do it. I promise. See, where am I at with everything? Oh, so we're totally in like the whole like racism section of the show at this point, and I said I was only going to try and keep this down to like an hour show. It's probably going to go a little bit longer, but that's just the way things tend to go here. I saw this and actually, yeah, are we doing this one? Yeah, we're doing this one next. And I just wanted to, it's a real quick thing here. If you guys haven't seen this before, this is that Tim Burton show where it was Wednesday, which is like Wednesday Addams. It's supposed to be following her in high school, kind of like a Sabrina the Teenage Witch, except it's like Addams Family. And they're saying that it's racist for or they called racist for casting black actors as bullies. I mean, like, this is not an outrageous thing. Because like if I think back to other shows very similar, in fact I just mentioned one, the new Sabrina Teenage Witch that's on Netflix. There's a bitchy bully girl that's black in that show too, but nobody seemed to give two shits about that. In this one though, like now it's a fucking issue. And the thing is, like, you know, I when I share this, is like when you watch everything through a racist filter, everything becomes racist. And this is the point to me where it's like every time somebody is looking to write an article about racism, this is how you do it. You sit there and you pretend you are the race that you are trying to be offended about. And or like just go through a day and like just pretending that you are a different race, and see how many things set you off that you consider to be racism, like with somebody cutting in front of you, or somebody not holding the door for you, or somebody not saying thank you, have a nice day, or anything like that. If you go through your day thinking that you are oppressed, you will feel oppressed, obviously. Like this, there's like, it's so simple. It's such a simple concept that like if you just keep on thinking racism, all you're going to see is racism. And this is what this is. Like you're looking for, you're begging to find something racist to happen in the fucking world. So then this is what they do. They just go and they watch like a show, and they do like a pretty even casting for like a high school. And you know, like so and so got the role for like the school or the class bully, and you know, it just so happens that they're a minority. Oh, so that's unacceptable? What the fuck? I think this is the one that has like a pretty funny meme. Oh yeah, this is it right here. It's like, that's racist. Why is the black villain or why is the black guy the villain? And it's got a black guy holding up a white guy. So that's racist. Why does the black guy have to get shot? It's a white guy shooting a black guy. And then it's like, that's racist. Why is it only black people killing each other? Black guy shooting a black guy. That's racist. Why are there no black people in this movie? White guy shooting a white guy. You can't fucking win. Like, and that's exactly the type of mentality that we're combating against. We're combating against people who are looking to be upset. They want to be pissed off. They want to find something that that they can't. They have to write about. They have to tweet about it. They have to like post about it. Anything like that to kind of get the word out there. Like, this show is evil. This is wrong. Blah blah blah. And yeah, no, that's what we have to try and put a stop to. That, like, the whole like watching everything through fucking racist filtered eyes, and be done with that shit. It's like, like, you can recognize race, and in fact, like, that can be a good thing too, recognizing race, because like if you're trying to do an authentic movie, let's say you want to do I don't know, like Detroit. You want to make a movie that's based in like downtown Detroit. Guarantee you it's going to be like 90% black in the casting. Why? Because it's going to be authentic to that. Or if like you want to do a movie, let's say it was like early years of like Ireland or something like that. Like, let's say it was like 17 something in Ireland, maybe the potato famine type deal or something like that. And it's going to be majority white people. It's authenticity. And it's not a matter of like, oh, well, we're racist, we don't want you on our movie set. It's like we were trying to sell an image in a time period. And you know what, is time like going to be like was it fuck, I can't think of the word right now, but like, the word, it's gonna be all balanced out and whatnot. Like no, like, it's not going to be. It's gonna be like, if we're trying to be accurate, we have to make things accurate. If you're just trying to create some kind of fictional history, by all means, then just do that. Do whatever the fuck you want. You can create whatever type of art you want. You can create any kind of new characters, which, don't get me started with all that other shit where they're constantly removing like old characters for new ones just because they feel like they need to create a balanced out like division between the races and stuff like that. Like, that's another thing that shouldn't be done as either. But create new roles, those types of things. Either way, all I'm trying to get at is that, like, if you're trying to create authenticity, then be authentic about what you're casting in this and that. If you're creating something new, like what we were just showing here with the Wednesday thing, then you can do whatever the fuck you want. And there's nothing racist about any of this because of the time period and like what's happening. Think about shows like Mad Men. Like, so in the show Mad Men, it was based in like the 60s, and it was like from like 1960 to like, I don't know, I think it was like 1969-ish or something like that. It was like that period of time. And yeah, there's black people in the show, and like you see them kind of like getting into more and more bigger roles as the show progresses. And it's not just like because the show became more woke, it's because they were actually being authentic to the time period, where in the beginning there was just like really simple jobs for like black people, because there was still segregation happening up until 1965. 1965 is where the civil rights movement really made a lot of headway. And now all of a sudden you saw like black secretaries in the offices, and you saw like more like integration of things happening in like the world. So the world was showing progress in that. And like some people like to go off about like Mad Men, saying the shit that it's like, oh well, Mad Men's such a racist and misogynistic show. Actually, I would argue that it's not. If you haven't seen Mad Men, it really kind of follows the story of Peggy Olson, who started off as a secretary there in like 1960, which nobody respected women. It was literally just like grab ass and just like tell them like, you got to do this, bring me my drinks, and this, like, we're the executives. Pour me my whiskey and come over here and like, like, let me slap your ass. But like, she was the one that kind of like worked her ass off and like worked her way into a copywriter's position, worked her way up into like an executive essentially. And like she, like, it, to me, like, that's a real story of progression. Like, where in a time where women were not bosses, she became a boss. And that is a story of like that's almost like a feminist story within Mad Men, which was a very accurate show to the time period. Again, these people just don't want to see what's right in front of their fucking faces. They want to see what they think they're seeing, which, like, again, they're viewing it through racist fucking glasses, and they're just seeing, like, why are there more black people in this? Why isn't Don Draper married to a black woman? Because they didn't do that back then. There wasn't a lot of like interracial marriages and stuff like that. Again, it was very accurate. There was one interracial couple that was kind of like on the outskirts of like the company, because it was kind of like almost, it wasn't frowned upon. People were cool with it, but like he wasn't like one of the forefront kind of characters anymore. It was like there's a lot of weird shit that happened in that one for sure, but still, like it showed civil rights. It showed a lot of big historical time period things that happened, and if you watched it, being honest with like the time period of what was happening, it was very authentic. And I love that show. I think it was a fantastic tribute to the 60s. And if you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. That show I would give like a 4.7 out of 5 sips for an actual show to watch. If you're into like those kind of like dramas, it's definitely like a drama, like with like corporate, like office lifestyle and stuff like that, which I used to work in an office, so I know what that's kind of like. So to me, I can relate to it a lot. Let's see what else we got in the comments here. Let's say these sliders are great, but of course the castle had to be white, racist. It's a black girl because it's showing the origin story of a typical New York City subway turd. Look at that. See? Easy enough. And again, it's just more of the same. More of the same, where if like you keep on trying to find racism, you're gonna find it because you're creating it. I said this is going to be a racist, a lot of racial shit going on in this episode. Let's see. Let's skip ahead past this one. In fact, I'm just going to start showing these images that I got. So, one of the things I wanted to share with you guys was something that actually happened here in where I live in Pennsylvania. And one of my neighbors, actually, somebody who lives close to me, we both have daughters that go to the same kindergarten and stuff like that, and they all share, like in that elementary school, they all share the same school library. Now the classes go there and they grab books that, like, they bring home, and then, like, typically what I'll do is I'll, like, for bedtime, I will read a story to my daughter or whatever like that, whatever she brings home. It's just like that type of thing. It's Jake. Oh my God, you're right. Yeah, they even swapped Jake from State Farm. That was during I think George Floyd when that happened. They're like, oh man, life insurance, or it was like car insurance. We definitely can't have, or just like any type of insurance. State Farm does it all. We can't have a white guy representing State Farm. We gotta get a black guy. Oh my God! Like, so they that was like one of the weakest things that they did. I love all the comments like, whatever happened to Jake? Where's the other Jake? Like whenever you see a Jake from State Farm ad on like Twitter or Instagram or anything like that, it's like, just read the comments. It's always like, whatever happened to the other Jake? It's calling that company out for the bullshit that they fucking pulled. Where that guy had a good gig. He was a good Jake, but like they had to get a black and spicy Jake from State Farm. Anyway, back to this thing. So this other dad, he sent me photos of a book that his daughter brought home. Now, I asked him, like, now is this like a regular thing, or is this just like a one-off type deal? Did you just randomly get like a book like this? Or like, what's the deal? Because like, if it was just this one time and like your daughter just picked it up off the shelf, she didn't know. It just like, it is what it is. Like, don't stress about it. But he said, no, every week she brings home some type of an activist book. There's some type of a book that she brings home, and it's always something about Black Lives Matter or LGBT this or something like that. And I'm just like, well, that's really weird. Like, did you ask her like if like they're always going to the same section of the library? And he's like, that's exactly what she said. The teacher always brings them to the same section of the library every week. And it's like, well, she should ask if to go to another section or something like that. Then why is she always going to this one? And it's like, yeah, I don't know, but like, we got parent teacher conferences next week. some shit's gonna fucking go down, because here I'll start with this one. Let me pull up this image. This is like an inside sleeve image. Here we go. Okay, so this one, it's like the inside sleeve cover, and it's like, little one, when we say Black Lives Matter, we're saying Black people are wonderful, strong, uh, that we deserve to be treated with basic respect, and that history's done us wrong. So again, like, this is an activist book without a doubt. It's got Black Lives Matter right there, as plain as you can see right at the top, and like, these are just kind of like blanket statements where, like, we're talking about children in kindergarten where they are not racist. Like, children are not racist at all. Like, they're so fucking innocent. And like, they're friends with all different types of like races and creeds and this and that, because I can tell you honestly that the kids in my daughter's school, there's a ton of Hispanic and Black and Asian. Like literally, it's pretty evenly mixed, I would say, between everyone. Like, there's tons of Indian kids too. Like, we're talking about, like, literally, like, it's a small world after all. Like, we're talking about that in a classroom. And like, what a better way, I guess, like, if there was, like, if you're looking for integration and like uh equity, like, or equality, like, in representation, that would be it. But that's not the case. That's not what they're looking for here. They bring the kids to these schools, or to the library, and they read them these fucking stories. Here's another image. I'm sorry, I have to share these each time differently because of the way it's set up here. So this is the next one. There's 4 of them total. And it's like, we're saying trouble is still stalks to this day. Now, all the way back here, these are like riot police officers with like batons, and like, you got Black people running, it looks like Black children or whatever, that like running, holding their hands, scared because, oh no, here come the stormtroopers. Like, in what world are these people living? In what world are they living where they think that this is what it's actually like? That's not reality by any means. And like, again, this is teaching fear, if anything, to children that are of minorities. Like, you're teaching fear to them, as if like, this is the life you have to live now. Like, in no world is that true. Like, there's things that happen, but usually because of like riots that are taking place, and like, you say, oh, it's a protest that got unruly. Yeah, those turn into riots. So here's the third one, and this is another one that's like kind of showing, again, the stormtrooper kind of like police riot gear and stuff like that. My sweet, when we bellow Black Lives Matter, we're saying ain't no freedom till we get ours. And all Black folks still suffering, we'll stand with you, we vow. So you got like, I don't know, is this guy an ally or something like that? It looks like he's wearing some kind of like weird beanie thing here. And he's holding hands, like, they're all holding hands and they're staying together. And this is just like another one where, again, the police are the bad guys. These are bad people coming. They're just coming to come and hurt them. That's all it is. That's what we're looking at in this image. And that's what's wrong with this, where it's like, why are we teaching fear? Why are we teaching hate to children, like, impressionable children too, mind you, because they're fucking only 5 years old. They're 5 years old, and we're teaching them this shit. And then this is last one. This is the one that really kind of like pissed me off, because now we're totally indoctrinating with typical slogans of BLM with this shit right here. I can't breathe, no justice, no peace. So here we go. This is what you call indoctrination. And these are the images that are absolutely going to be brought up in the conferences. And it's like, how is this supposed to be acceptable for a child's reading? Like, this is not something that you want to teach your kids, like, because then they're just going to be left with all these questions as to like, well, why are the police bad, mommy, or like, daddy? Like, why do we have to fear them? Well, it's because of George Floyd. George Floyd got killed by the police, and then we had to do this, we had to do that, and we rioted and we burned cities down, but we still don't have the rights that the white people have, apparently, even though you absolutely do. And like, you're just like, oh, you can say that, but it's not true. Like, no, you, in your mind, again, you're viewing everything through fucking racist glasses. If you look at the world as you are oppressed, you will view the world only as you are oppressed. If you view the world as open and free and like you have opportunities to go and do just as many things as anybody else, then that the world is your oyster. You can do just about anything you want. The world is yours, as Scarface would put it. Let's see here. So that's the book thing, and that was in my kid's library. Fucking insane, dude. Now my daughter has not brought home any of those types of books, and it led me to believe, it was like, okay, so who's the other girl's teacher versus mine? Like, now my daughter's teacher is like a young white girl, like a kindergarten teacher, which to me felt like that would have been the type to like put the kids into that section of books and like, you have to bring home one of these. But then I was like, I guess maybe not. Maybe she doesn't view the world so black and white as some people do. But then I found out that the teacher for the other kids' class was an old black woman. And I was like, really? That was the most shocking thing to me, because I was like, typically an old black woman wouldn't want to teach like that the world is all full of hate or anything like that, but apparently she's got this other type of agenda going on in her head or something like that. I need to see the inside of the classrooms, period. Like, I was in that school when I went to go and vote back November 8th, but like, I didn't see inside the classrooms or nothing like that. Now I need to know what's going on in there, what kind of flags are up, what kind of posters are going on in there, and is there any kind of like indoctrination happening in my kid's backyard or in my backyard, my kid's school? Like, this is the type of shit that, I gotta be aware of, and I gotta like, stay vigilant on it, because the fact that I'm a parent and I am spending money to like, I pay taxes that go to that school. So therefore, if anything, that school works for me. I pay your fucking salaries. You work for me. You have to answer to me, to what's going on. And like, granted, I don't hire or fire anybody at the school, but like, the fact that I'm a taxpayer, my voice needs to be heard when it comes to this shit. And I plan on voicing my opinion when it comes to this, especially when it comes to the parent teacher conferences and whatnot. All right, we got Cops Patrol. The crime is stop doing the crime, then idiots. Absolutely, yeah. They keep on wondering, why do they keep on patrolling these low income areas? Because these low income areas tend to have the most crime. That would make the most sense. Why there's the most police officers there? Why don't they ever patrol these white suburban towns? Probably because no one's breaking in and stealing anything from each other's houses. Weird, right? Right? How strange is that? Well, now we're over an hour. Let's do some fun videos, and then we'll call it a day. We'll call it a day today. We'll do this one first to kind of like set the mood, and then we'll go to the next one, which is just outlandish. Yeah, good stuff. So, world record size poop I saw at Target.
Because what we saw was a log. It was the exact. I mean, I didn't have a tape measure or anything like that, but
this is the podcast you really should be tuning into right here. World record size poop I saw at Target. Film at 11.
It looked exactly the same size, length, girth, circumference of a Pringles can.
Are you talking about a dick or a poop?
Maybe a bit bigger. And it was such a big shit that it was stuck in the toilet. And we tried flushing it, and that toilet, it wouldn't go down the bowl. And it was so long that it was kind of like breaching, the level of the toilet seat lid. So it looked like an island,
So I just imagine like the guy who's actually like releasing this log having to actually like lift himself up out of the seat just a hair, like to finish it out. It's like, it's still in me. Oh, there we go. Now it's out. Like, oh, that's disturbing. That's a little disturbing, dude.
Like sticking out, like, you know, something like that. But it was.
Oh yeah, so we're going to go right for the dick and fart jokes because we're trying to end on a good note and some good laughing matters and whatnot. So yeah, let's enjoy some dick waffle, right? Dick waffle sounds pretty good. These girls, they're so smart. They're like, yeah, I got my dick waffle. I'm ready to suck this shit down. It's covered in white gooey juice. The Pringles glacier of poop. uh, Detroit should be amazing by those book standards. Yeah, seriously. Oh man. What up, my guy? It's like, has Ian seen Liver King's video admitting steroids? Ooh, actually, you know what? Uh, we could actually touch on that for a little bit, to be honest, because I did actually bring up that video, and I have it here. So before we go any further with Dick Waffle, let's let's go with this one. Stop sharing that one. Share screen window. Boom. Okay. So here's Liver King's video where he's admitting to doing something wrong. Now, Ian and I had like a really long discussion about this thing. No, I'm not gonna wait till Whiskey Capitalist. I'll talk about it now, but then we can touch on it again real quick on Whiskey Capitalist if you want, because I touch on things as they happen, and I don't really like to double up on topics. To be perfectly honest, it's not really my thing. I prefer to, like, if I did something on, like, just like I don't talk about things from Whiskey Capitalist on like Sippin with Shawn. I don't like to do that, but because I feel like I owe something to the viewers, give them new content each time. I don't want them to feel like they're being like doubled up on. But like anyway, yeah, we're gonna talk about it until that podcast. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing I'm talking about right there. Yeah, so you're gonna talk about it with your wife, and like, again, these are things where I'm like, all right, well, if I'm trying to create new content and not give the same thing 3 times to the viewer, then like I'm going to touch on it right now, and then you can talk about it tomorrow, and we'll be good about it because like we'll get the word out. Now, Ian and I have both agreed that Liver King is a positive figure. Like what he's selling and what he's doing is a positive thing. He's, selling about like, eating raw meats and exercising like a beast, and just like just kind of living this kind of primal lifestyle. So like all of it is a positive of what he's selling. Now the thing that we talked about for like almost over an hour on Wednesday was the fact that he had the accusations of him taking steroids. Now to me, it's a no fucking brainer that he was taking steroids, because like, I just accepted the fact, like, all right, there's nobody that's like paleo that looks like him. And like, Ian showed me a few examples of people that were like ripped that were just doing the paleo diet, and a lot of them tend to have like African descent and whatnot, and even like the Australian like pygmies, they say like all people derived from like Africa type deal, this and that or whatever, but like there's definitely a certain type that has a little bit more melanin and typically more testosterone in their body, which tend to be more cut. Now, even like the white guys he showed me that were super cut, I was really impressed with that. I was like, wow, that guy's on just doing paleo and he looks like that. That's fucking cool. But he doesn't look like Liver King. And to me, that's a big thing right there. What's this? It's like the 69mega.com. What the fuck is this? Can we block this? Block user. Goodbye. Yeah, you're blocked, dude. But like, doesn't look like this. This guy is swole as fuck. And now being swole and having the puffy cheeks and whatnot, like those typically can be signs of steroid use and this and that. Again, I don't care. None of it really fucking matters, because again, the guy is doing a positive thing by getting like good products and like advocating for a positive lifestyle. But like the only thing I keep on referring back to is the fact that, like, to me, if like he was taking steroids and he's trying to sell the idea of like, look at me, I live by this and I do this, you will look like me if you do this, because there are morons that absolutely will believe that or buy into that. And like, if you think like that, then yeah, he was a snake oil salesman. He sold you snake oil because like that was the only that's where that boils down to, where it's like, all right, he did this, he did this, he did this, and like, this was the outcome. But like, that's not the case in this one, where like, it came out, it's like, oh well, like he's shooting like 12 grand of steroids in his ass like every week or something like that. It's like, okay, well, to me it seemed kind of predictable, so it was no real shock factor there. I was just like, kind of like, whoa, okay, this is a cool topic to talk about. I had no idea Ian was such like a massive Liver King fan, where like he like just like felt that there's no way that he's like not natural. Okay, to each their own. And in this video, as we'll see, he even like, he doesn't necessarily admit to being to taking steroids. He admits to doing wrong, which is, I think, is important too, where the verbiage he used was kind of like almost like lawyered up, like he knew what to say and what not to say. So here's the video. Now, here's the other thing. I actually have more respect for him for like just saying like, yeah, whatever, I was wrong. I shouldn't have done that, whatever. Like, but I'm still gonna do it, and I'm still gonna like do my videos. I'm still gonna sell my products. It's like, cool, dude. I be honest, and that's fine by me, because again, like, what he's doing is a positive. Oh, no audio on that for real? Oh, that sucks. Well, again, like he's just saying, that blows that you can't hear that one. Because I could hear it. That's weird. Um, maybe I have to share it differently or something like that. I'm not sure. But either way, there's not much to it besides, no, that's not it. Okay, whatever. Either way, he's just basically saying that it's like, oh, like what he did was wrong and he's sorry, but at the same time, like he wants to thank his fans and thank the haters, and like, fucking good. You want me to replay it? I don't. It's not going to make a difference if I replay it, because if I replay it, it's just going to. Here, I'll replay it. Oh, you're not going to be able to hear it. So again, I don't know if you guys could hear it or not, but like, again, he thanks the haters, he thanks the fans, he thanks everybody, because like that's just who he is. He doesn't give a fuck. And why should we give a fuck whether or not he's taking steroids? The fact is that like, when it comes to like bodybuilding, like the bodybuilding world, it's like a don't ask, don't tell when it comes down to it. So therefore, why would it matter so much in this scenario? It's not necessarily he's in like competitive bodybuilding or nothing like that, but even in that, like they all take steroids. They all are taking steroids. They like, if you ask any of them like off camera, of course they're fucking taking steroids. There was tons of documentaries about all that type of stuff. All those like fitness fanatics are like, just take this pill and like go for a walk every day and you're gonna lose weight. But like, that's not, it doesn't work. It's not true, because those guys are all taking steroids, and like, yeah, you have to watch what you're eating, and like it's a lifestyle. You have to like live that lifestyle. He works out like a fucking beast, and he eats really fucking healthy. If he's taking steroids on top of that, it's just to fucking keep on bettering him. So who the fuck cares? Just for the fact I never heard it took steroids. How did everybody not hear that? I don't know. Maybe he's listening to something different than what I'm hearing. I don't know. It wasn't in this. It wasn't in this clip. It must have been in something else where he admitted to taking steroids. But this is the one that Liver King actually posted on his Instagram. So that was the one that I end up sharing. But either way, I'm still a fan of Liver King. I don't really care if he's taking steroids or not, because again, I already assumed that he was. And if you didn't think that he was, well, I mean, like, maybe you should be more open to the idea that, like, not all of, like, these types of people are completely honest and, like, 100% like superheroes. Like he could be that 1%, like I said, that 1% of humans that like have that genetic physique where like there was dudes literally at the gym that I used to work at that would pick up and like only lift. They would only, I mean, go a bigger screen here. They would only lift working out with like 15 and 20-pound weights, and they would just curl for like 45 reps with just like a 15-pound weight, and like their arms would be fucking massive. And it's like, well, how the fuck is it? How can you do that? And it get those results from doing such lightweight like that. And like you figure that would be like a lean type of workout instead, like and not bulking, but like there's certain people's body types and physiques that just grow differently than others. So that's where I'm not like saying one thing or another, but to me, it felt really, simple to say like, yeah, the guy's on fucking steroids. Whatever. I'm over it. I'm beyond it. I feel like people that are kind of like stuck on it are like, I don't know, like maybe they thought he was like a superhero or something like that. I'm not sure, but whatever. We're just gonna let it go at this point. I know that like when it comes down to it, like Ian's going to be covering this again tomorrow on Till Death podcast, which is the show that actually started this whole network, and you can actually go and tune in to that live stream and hear his take on that with him and his wife, because that's going to be another different take than what I've got for sure. So I would recommend checking that out. And let's see here. Yeah, superhero. Yeah, like, maybe they look at it like a superhero. Let's see here. Let's go back to the fun stuff. I wanted to get back into the fun things. Let's go back to Dick Waffle. Dick Waffle was cool. Then you got me on this whole fucking tangent about Liver King just to piss off Ian, and that's not cool. I don't like pissing Ian off, but sometimes it happens. What can you do? Back to Dick Waffle. And I can't believe there's no fucking audio on this thing, but look at that fucking thing. Like, oh, there you go. Oh, oh god. Like, literally, like, how the fuck are you gonna make an actual Dick Waffle and cover it in like white vanilla frosting? Like, really? And then like look at, there's a line of girls for this thing too. This had to have been fucking staged. Like, and like, you got girls standing right out in front of the business, like, hey, come on in. We got Dick Waffles covered in cream. Come on in, boys. It's like her and her mom too. That's like disgusting. Oh wait, and then here we go. Here's they did this for fucking Instagram likes. I guarantee it. They're like, look at this, how many Instagram likes or followers we have, and they got a big chocolate one. They got like vaginal ones. Look, like right there. I didn't even notice those before. There's nothing not be good for you. No, if they can have like, no, Ian, let me tell you this. If you can have dick or dildo on YouTube, there's no reason why you can't have waffles shaped like dicks. There's no reason why you can't have that. Like, I swear to you. Oh my god. All right, so was it I watched the original a 6-minute video. You said he was sorry for lying. I don't know if you've seen the long video. I have not seen the long video. Only problem I have with him is he sold a dream to young people. We have seen it before. Yeah, no, and that's kind of my point with the entire thing as well, where like I felt that it was oh, Ian's all worried if we get a strike over cookies. Well, then we combat it. We totally combat that with the fact that it's cookies, dude. Now, like or waffles. It sold a dream to young people. Yeah, like that's my take on it as well. Like Ian's gonna have a different take on it for sure tomorrow, but like it's because he takes all those supplements and whatnot. And again, I agreed with Ian when it came to the supplements, and like I'm actually interested in trying the heart one, because the heart one is the one that like is supposed to be like better for your heart health and all that type of stuff, and that's something I could definitely use for sure. But I'm not going to try and say like I'm going to end up looking like Liver King if I start taking this, or my heart's going to end up the same as Liver King's by any means when I do this stuff. I feel like we've created like a monster here between Ian and MMA Nut, because like this is just too interesting. Where like Ian's scared that we're gonna get a strike. I promise you, dude. If there's worse shit on there's worse shit on fucking YouTube than waffles that are shaped like dicks. uh, Again, sorry for lying. I did steroids. Yeah, no, in that initial video, the video that I just shared, that short one that was on Instagram, that's the one where he says like he's sorry for lying and he was wrong. But like if there is a longer video, then that's something that we got to try and find. You know, like Ian, if you can find that one and like share that one for a Till Death podcast, that'd be fucking sick. You know, where you can actually like show it and go through it, and maybe you'll find like the clips that like MMA Nuts talking about, where it's him saying that he actually used steroids or something like that. Because I don't know, like I haven't seen that clip. It'd be interesting. Great channel, guys. I actually live this pod. I actually live this pod. Well, I'm sure that means love, and we appreciate you for tuning in, and we live you too. So let's if Ian's worried about that one, let's not continue going the breakdown of the Dick Waffle one. Let's see, and what else do I got here? Oh, well, I just got one more video for us. Well, actually, I can do two. I can do two, and they're it's kind of cute and fun, kind of cute, fun videos. Um, this one I think really kind of encapsulates the way the world is and like what it should kind of turn into. Yeah, here we go. Ian, supplements are amazing. Maybe this dude isn't 100%, but the supplements are. And I agree. And that's the thing that I think Ian and I have kind of like found middle ground on. Like when it comes to the supplements, it's like, yeah, those are a positive. What Liver King preaches is a positive. What he advocates for with working out and like, you know, family time and like connecting with earth and this and that, those are all positives. So therefore we should be looking at him as a positive and not give two shits about whether or not he's doing steroids. This is literally and I said this to Ian earlier today, actually, that this is just a tabloid headline where like literally this is something for content creators to talk about. And that's what we're doing. We're talking about it. It's creating content. It's creating some kind of a buzz about the entire thing. But in all honesty, does anybody give a fuck? Does anybody really give two shits whether or not he's taking steroids? I mean, there's probably a handful of people, but like in reality, if you like what he's selling and you like the persona, which is Liver King, then you know all's good. Who gives a fuck? You know, everybody just kind of move on. And I'm telling you, this story will die off. It will just kind of go away, and Liver King will still keep doing Liver King, and it's going to be entertaining as fuck because that's what he does. He creates fucking good ass content. Yeah, I know it's he's doing it to sell products, and that was the snake oil part that I was talking about. If it was trying to like say look like me, but if he's like admitting that he takes other supplements like or takes other substances like HGH and whatnot, then obviously that's not a factual thing. It's just selling his products as like, you know, they're good for you, and like, you know, you look into them for yourself. And like was it? I think Ian was the guy who said last time on the Whiskey Capitalist, where you know, like his wife would write into the guy, and it was actually him writing back, like saying like this is the stuff, like this is what you know, like this will help you with this thing if you're looking to do that or whatever. Like you need help with, you know, your kidneys, or you need help with like this or that. You know, like he was answering the DMs, and he was answering the questions at that point. So again, you know, you got to look at it like this is all a positive. And I think that's all we got to say about Liver King for sure at this point, because like, yeah, the guy's doing, he's doing him, whatever. He's selling his fucking business. And like, are there rules to how you advertise your business? Not really. I mean, like in a capitalist like market, we can kind of do whatever the fuck we want. There's the thing about false advertising, which is kind of, he's walking that fine line for sure by taking steroids and kind of like selling supplements. Like you're painting a false picture, and that's kind of like that fine line. It's like, well, did you actually say these things? Or like, or if we're going to get all legalese about it, he didn't necessarily say those things. So therefore it's like, can he be held accountable for it? I don't know. I don't know. I like kind of playing a little bit on both sides of this one because I do like Liver King. I like him. And I don't really care that he's taking steroids. All right. So anyway, as I was saying, this next video is kind of like the state of the world. Wait, let me read some of the last. Y'all entitled to your opinions, even if they're wrong. God bless you, Ian. Oh, this next video is where the state of the world, where it's like a kid playing on a fucking game and is given something real. He's given something fucking real, and his life is changed. And it warms your heart, and at the same time it brings you back to fucking reality, which is the thing that I look forward to most in life. Like I stopped playing video games and I stopped doing a lot of that type of stuff just because like it was a time suck and it took me away and out of the things that mattered to me the most, which was like spending time with like my wife and my kids and like just like doing family things or going and doing stuff together, like the family unit. It took things away. So here he is playing the fucking cell phone game and giving a puppy. No audio, of course, on this one, but it's like, whoa, what's going on? Oh, look, you get there's a golden lab or yellow lab. And now this is the moment where it's like life just fucking sat in on his heart, just fucking grew 3 sizes that day. And the whole bit, I've been watching too much of the Grinch. I'm sorry. But like this is life coming in now. It's like, hey dude, wake the fuck up out of your little matrix of playing like Fortnite and realize like look at what's in front of you. This is pure love and like family and life happening to you right now. And his heart just fucking exploded with just the fact is like, oh my God, this is what I'm missing out on. This is what I wanted. This is what he needs. He needs this in his life. Every boy should have a fucking dog. And you learn the responsibility. You learn to have a companion, like love, all that type of stuff. Like it's a good thing. It's a good thing for sure. Are we still going on with this Liver King stuff? It don't bother me. Take steroids. How much do the 9 tenants actually work? He don't sleep well. His test levels are terrible. That's why he takes roids. He also uses creatine. Oh, so that the creatine could actually be what's causing like the puffiness to him then too, because like that's where you'll get a lot of muscle swell from taking creatine. As for the 9 tenants, I think are more just about like your lifestyle. I don't think that's like do they actually work? I think they like if anything you do positive in your life is going to like work out for you as long as you are committed to it. That's a given. Um, his test levels are terrible. That's something I would be interested in seeing. Like if hey, in fact, why don't MMA know? Why don't you send the stuff over here to Sippin with Shawn at protonmail.com? You can send the stuff right over there, and I would love to check it out. I can share it on the Whiskey Capitalist with Ian or something like that, and it'd be more content to talk about this thing for sure. We'll keep this topic going because that's super interesting nonetheless. Let's see here. We can't show Dick Waffle anymore. There's one more video I can show here though, and this is just a wholesome, fun video, and I'm a fan of it. I don't know what it is. Like it's there's something about this video that I just really enjoyed. It's guinea pigs. Guinea pigs fucking eating leaves. I don't know. There's like again, is it is it viral? Is it funny? What the fuck is this? I don't know, but it's good. Like it like and this one in the middle, holy fuck, he's just munching down. Like these two in the middle, they should have already finished what's like in front of them, but they're just like nibbling on the same fucking end of leaf. This guy took a break. He's still going, just munching down, munch. He gets all the way to the fucking end. Waka 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 waka. It's like I'm listening to like Pac-Man. Like I was like, oh wait, you're not gonna finish that? Give that to me. Here, give that shit up, dude. Fucking here, let me take that from you, and I'll just eat that too. Yeah, thank you guys, appreciate that. and that jaw action at the very end cracks me up so fucking much right here. Where it's all in unison. It's only synchronized jaw smacking. I don't know. It's just a cute fucking like video. Shut the fuck up. I like that shit. Let's see. Lizard spirit animal. What else we got? More. Here we go. Ian, keep going. They are health supplements, not workout supplements. The 9 tenets are just basic common sense. Yeah, as I mentioned before. But people are idiots and need someone to spoon feed it to them. Yeah, no, I agree. The 9 tenets are just more or less like ways to live your life. So it's kind of like lifestyle changes versus like take this pill and you're gonna feel amazing in the morning type deal. So like I get behind like the tenets for sure. Like that's not a bad thing. But like and like the supplements either. The supplements, I mean, like if everybody takes supplements, like whether it's like a multivitamin or they're taking like L-carnitine or like a CLA or something like that in the morning, whatever it is you're doing, like yeah, everyone takes something, and to think that's like, oh well, that stuff's no good because this guy took steroids to look this way or whatever. That's like that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It doesn't take anything away from the supplements. It's just saying that the spokesperson for the thing isn't being 100% truthful. That's what it is. But like, it's not to say he's not being truthful about the products, not truthful about himself. And honestly, most people who take steroids aren't truthful about themselves. Fact. Because like in competitive bodybuilding, as I said before, it's don't ask, don't tell. And so on and so forth. Oh man. So I think that was pretty good for this week's episode. That was like an hour and a half. We went pretty long today. Uh oh yeah. No, we totally did open that can of worms with Liver King. I could have just totally let that one go, but like MMA Nut tuned in again after tuning in on Wednesday, and I was like, yeah, great, man. I appreciate you being in part of the conversation and being a part of the live streams. That's fucking awesome. And yeah, I'm reading the comments and I'm bringing them up on the screen. And I feel like that's an important part of what we're doing here at the Till Death Podcast Network. We are bringing you guys in as part of the show, and doing these live streams creates like this whole different dynamic where it's not just me talking to a camera. I'm looking into the butthole of a camera for an hour and a half. Instead, it's you guys commenting and you're guiding me into new topics to talk about that I may have forgot about, which I totally did. I had it on my fucking desktop and I completely forgot to talk about that one until it was brought up. It's like I'm not against taking steroids. I'm just I take them myself. On and off. Well, then there you go. So again, this isn't like a negative, like don't do roids. It was just a matter of perspective about how Liver King presented himself. That's all. And I think we can all agree upon that. It's all about like his perspective on how he sold himself to like the public. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching and commenting, because these live streams are a blast and I couldn't do it without you guys. Below on the banner is ways that you could like virtually tip the podcast, where it's you got Venmo, which is at I'm Shawn Cav, and Cash App, which is $ I'm Shawn Cav. And it's was it Money Me? I forget what I wrote. Tip jar me money now. Tip jar, please. I used please. I was proper. I used my manners. Tip jar me money now, please. Venmo at I'm Shawn Cav. Cash App $ I'm Shawn Cav. And yeah, let's wrap this thing up. We got one more comment. Trevor made it in just in time. Yeah, you did, buddy. And we're gonna sign off in just about 2 seconds. So make sure that if you have anything you want to contribute to the show, you send it to Sippin with Shawn at protonmail.com. I'll check it out. I'll add it into the show content and so on and so forth. You can check out all of my socials at solo.to /I'm Shawn Cav. It's got my Telegram. It's got my Twitter. It's got Truth Getter. the Fiverr gig where you can actually sponsor the podcast, and we'll do advertising for you. There's all kinds of different things that we can do for you, and then there's also the tip jar links are there as well. Yeah, there's always other things as well that's always popping up in there. There's solo.to/tildeathstudios, which over there, that's where you can go and get all the graphics that you need created by Ian, because he's fantastic when it comes to creating different types of like video intros and all kinds of little video clips and graphic design, because he designed everything for Sippin with Shawn. He designed everything for the Whiskey Capitalist. He's doing a ton right now for Movies America. So there's a lot of things in the works at the moment for the network. And I would recommend going and for anything graphic design that you need done, reach out to him, throw him a few bucks, and get yourself some great content. And then, of course, the links for Till Death Pod Network and at Till Death Network on Twitter as well. You can go over there, and we're doing a whole new. There's a lot of stuff happening within this next month, which is really exciting, to be honest. Like, we're getting new music intros for like the countdown videos for like Whiskey Capitalist and Sippin with Shawn, which should be coming out in like January. We got like a new revamped merch store that's going to be coming out, like the Till Death Podcast Network merch store. It's going to be like a bunch of stuff from all the different shows up there. There's going to be like, we have so many things in the works right now. Movies America is going to be launching the show pretty soon as well. Don't know the exact launch date, but probably going to be 2023 at this point, I think. And there's going to be a lot of content coming out on a regular basis. Like I said, Monday and Wednesday is the Whiskey Capitalist. Thursday is going to be recorded releases for Movies America movie reviews. And then there's going to be Friday Sippin with Shawn. Saturday, every other Saturday, is Till Death Podcast Network and their show. Oh my God, we got another one of these fucking things. Mega something. You get blocked again, dude. Oh, what is it? Was it? I'm a power. Oh, I missed a bunch of stuff. Made it just in time. Sub Trevor in. Well, it's lucky I'm a power lifter. Now, please. Okay, whatever. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about like the little ticker thing at the bottom. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you here at the Till Death Podcast Network. And with that, take care and keep on sipping. Hey, thanks for watching this episode of Sippin with Shawn. Make sure you hit the like button below, and you also subscribe to the channel so that way you get more notifications so you can see all the other content that we're putting out on a regular basis here on the Till Death Podcast Network. And also make sure you go and check out solo.to/imshawncav, because that's going to have where all my socials are. You can go and you can follow me there and keep up to date with everything that I'm doing on a regular basis. So take care, and I'll see you in the next video.